Hey YouTube, it's Cello Ben, and it's time for another Audition Chronicles. So, let's get started straight away and see... Did I advance? Did I get close to getting a job? I'm back now, so I know the answer, but you don't yet, so stick around to find out. Alright, it's time to go. So today, my flight is at a much more reasonable hour than last time. Before, let me get a good angle here, there we go. So, before I had to wake up like 3:45 and, I got to sleep in a little bit more today, but I'm on objectively less rest since I had a concert last night, so I couldn't actually get to bed early. But it's okay, I'm feeling fine. And I'm gonna get in my car and tootle on over the airport. That's one good thing about where I am, is that the airport I'm flying out of is only like 15 minutes away, so it'll be a quick drive over there, and then I'll get myself settled in for some breakfast. All right, so I think I timed this really well, because I got to the lounge a little while ago, and it's really close to my gate, and I have like a solid half hour I can relax and eat some breakfast, and then head over to my gate. If you watch my last video, you know the drill. Go over there and say, hey, I got a cello, it's not a person. Here's where it's gonna be sitting. Can I pre-board, blah, blah, blah. So I wanna take care of that before the boarding process starts, but I still have some time, so that's nice. Hey, so I've been really bad today about actually recording stuff, recording little video clips, but I'm in my hotel. It's a really nice room, so I'm really happy about that. I've been doing some on and off practicing, got my trusty practice mute there. I'm actually gonna take a practice break now and just relax a little bit and then order dinner before getting back to work a little bit more before I turn in for the night. Basically I'm just doing slow stuff, pacing myself, and hoping for a good experience tomorrow and hopefully a good result. I'm to get to the hall at 9 a.m. tomorrow, and then I play at 10. So hopefully I get a good amount of time to warm up, and I'll be maybe seeing you a little bit while I'm practicing later tonight, but if not, I'll be seeing you while I'm warming up for the audition. Hello, may I request a wake-up call for tomorrow morning, please? 6:30. Yes. Thank you. Good night. All right. Doing a little bit of practicing here. And one thing that was, I remember, emphasized to me this summer in a cello class was that it's important to know like what's going to be going through your head when you start each excerpt. So I'm trying to work on some starting of excerpts. So for example, Mozart 35, it starts so I'm first thinking, and then I'm thinking, and then for Tchaikovsky 4, I'm just trying to think of subdued and quiet and intimate. Supposed to be practicing starting that, and then I got caught up thinking about shifting an intonation. I'm going to work on some tuning stuff in a little bit once I turn off the video, because I want to use my tuner app. Another example, Heldenleben, just thinking a good strong sound, thinking about that sort of windy feeling of the horn, and having the bow just on the string ready to go. Good contact point. Okay, let's try that one more time. I accidentally did my old fingering before. So again, I'm gonna tune that later, but I'm supposed to be practicing starting things. I'm getting sidetracked. Mendelssohn, thinking sprightly, but relaxed physically, of course, as always, and just gentle and light, and thinking of the eighth, the dotted quarters in my head. That one, if you're practicing starting it, you might as well finish it because it's like 20 seconds. Same with La Mer, thinking of vast ocean, breezy beginning. Okay, some intonation work I got to do in there. I think generally, globally, my issue today is just my left hand is getting tight and tense, and I need to just work slowly on stuff like that and just try and keep it loose and everything like that. I'm going to do some work on that on my own. I want to use my tuner, so I got to stop the recording, but I wanted to give you a little look at a little part of my practice session. I've still got more I'm going to do to try and clean things up and get them ready for tomorrow. All right, so the working part of my day is done. I just ran my list and recorded it and took a few notes on just little things that I know I'll be able to address tomorrow in the warm-up session. Because at some point you got to just stop for the night and let yourself rest. And I think I was at a really good spot for that. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of my evening, get to bed early, and then get up, have my breakfast. Maybe I'll check in there with you. I don't know yet. And then head over to the hall. Luckily, it's just a very, very short walk from my hotel. and I'll hopefully have about an hour to warm up there. But anyway, for now, this is good night from Cello Ben, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, so I've been having a little post-breakfast warm-up with my practice mute in my hotel room for about a half hour or so, just doing some warming up, doing some practicing, generally keeping things slow. I want to just be feeling those notes, keeping everything loose, in tune, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna rosin up, get my practice mute off, and put the cello away and go over to the hall in just a little bit. I'll check in and then hopefully get to my warm-up room where I can do some practicing with my mask on to get ready for the audition itself. I did at least one mock with the mask on, and it doesn't make that much of a difference, so I'm not too worried about practicing with it too much. It doesn't make too much of a difference in how I play. So I'm going to get myself ready to go, and I'll see you when I'm settled in the warm-up room. All right, I'm in my warm-up room. Took me a long time to find how to get backstage here, but good news is I left early from my hotel, which is always a wise thing to do, I think. So I have a good bit of time. I have probably a good hour or so to warm up and get ready to go on what is a very short list. They conveniently said how far into the concerto exposition they're going to hear. And then after that, we just have 3 pieces from which two of them are doing 1 excerpt and one of them are doing 3 excerpts. So for now, I'm going to do some slow work on the concerto, just keeping my fingers nimble. Finger replacements. said slow. This part is always such a bear to... It's that downshifting. And then making sure the thumb is in the right place. Too high. So I got to keep things compact when I'm in position. I said compact. Getting better, but I want to work with a tuner and get it in really good shape, so I will see you later. I'll let you know how the audition goes, because I need to use the app on my phone for that. Okay, all done. So, a couple things, didn't go great, which happens, but at least one of them was something I'm not at all used to having an issue with, but oh well, c'est la vie. Good information for next time. But generally I think I represented myself well. But the real test of my abilities comes at this moment, which is, can I find my hotel? That remains to be seen. But one thing I did notice as soon as I started the concerto was that it sounded way less live and rich than in the warm-up room. Because, the warm-up room was this tiny little place. The hall I was playing, big old hall. So I had to remind myself, it's probably a great hall, and it's probably carrying out there, so I need to not worry about that. Try not to press, and just play my best. The good news also about this audition is it's not one of those where you have to stick around afterwards and wait for information, but instead they'll just email you when they tell you, when they have the info as to whether or not you advanced. So I'm just going to go hang out at my hotel for a little bit and await that information so that I can, for now, just kind of chill out and decompress, and then maybe get a meal with some friends. Because one thing about these auditions, especially the big ones, is they are an opportunity to catch up with people, many of whom you haven't seen in a long time, because they draw people from all over who are other cellists looking for a job like this. Anyway, I'll catch y'all later, and I'll let you know when I get results. All right, well, didn't advance. Kind of expected that based on a couple of things, but no worries. You know, I think I more or less represented myself well. There are things that I know now about what I can do to make myself better represented in the future. But the good news is I have a free day in Atlanta with great people, and I got pizza. So I'm gonna demolish this, and I will get back to y'all later, maybe once I'm getting ready to head back to Florida, but I don't know yet. See you soon. All right, I'm settled in the lounge at the airport, having a little bit of a brunch. Well, it's gumbo, I don't know if that counts as brunch, but you know, I wanted to take advantage of not having to pay for lunch or brunch or whatever, so I'm here and just hanging out for a little bit. Plus, it's nice to be outside of the hubbub of like a huge airport, because I'm here pretty early. I wanted to make sure I made my flight, of course, and so I'm just gonna hang out here for a while, and then when the time is right, I'll head to my gate. But I have a good hour and a half or so I can hang out here and keep my devices charged and all that good stuff. So I'm feeling good about that. And then I'll make my way to the plane. It's a really short flight back to Florida. It's like less than 2 hours. And then, yeah, I rebooked so that I didn't have to get in at like almost 11 p.m. tonight. Cost me a few miles, but it was totally worth it, I think, because gives me time to get rested up for rehearsal tomorrow. So I'll check in with y'all at some point in the relatively near future. All right, we're in the home stretch. I'm off the plane. Gonna go find my car in the garage and tootle on home. And then eventually, once I've decompressed, I don't know exactly when I'll make it, but I'll make a wrap-up video and we'll talk about where we go from here. But for now, I'm gonna go rest. Talk to you later. Well, this was unexpected. I came back to the garage with a dead battery. So I'm waiting on roadside assistance. Eventually I will get home, but for now I am stuck in the parking garage. Oh well, life is still good. I'm glad I rebooked my flight, because otherwise I'd be dealing with this ordeal at like 11 p.m. And this is 1,000 times better than that, even though it's still not fun. So, I will talk to you later when we wrap this up. When we wrap up this Audition Chronicles, I mean. Okay, I was able to get a jump. I was able to get back to my apartment. I was able to go get a sandwich, which was tremendously satisfying. And I'm back here now. I tidied up a little bit, and I'm just starting to settle back in. So, quite tired today, but again, super glad I went. Had an absolute blast. Obviously, I wish I would have advanced, but I'm still glad I went. It was a good learning experience, and like I said, I had a lot of fun. So, I'll see you at the wrap-up for this video. But for now, rest. All right, so now that I'm back, I had to run and grab a COVID test for work, but I'm heading back to my apartment from that, so I figured I would do this little wrap-up now, especially since part of it can be among foliage before I get inside. So, like I'm pretty sure I said before, I'm really glad I went. I had a blast, but obviously it is disappointing not to advance. It's about making those lemons out of lemonade, though. No, wait. Making the lemonade out of lemons. There we go. When you don't advance, you can do two things. You can learn from it, and then you can, if you're out of town and have the time off, you have a little vacation. So it was a pleasure. Point is, I'm glad I went. I enjoyed my time there, and I learned some things, mainly that I got to keep getting more and more comfortable getting these excerpts and concerto and everything even more or just getting them as rock solid as I can, and keeping things really, really steady tempo-wise and all that stuff. Just making it as close to perfect as I can. So I've got my work cut out for me, but for now, got some fun chamber music coming up, so I've got to turn my focus to that. And then some other fun activities in November and the end of October. But in the meantime, I'll be preparing some other stuff and also planning to keep working on excerpts. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you presumably in another Audition Chronicles, hopefully sooner rather than later.